Okay, so the movie I chose to watch and analyze was the movie Shutter Island. And in this movie, a man by the name of Andrew Lace believes that he is a U.S. Marshal by the name of Teddy Daniels. He believes that he was sent to this mental asylum to find a missing patient. Latis created this other persona so that he does not have to live with the guilt of killing his mentally unstable wife after she drowned their 3 children in the lake. The staff on the island set up this experiment to allow Andrew to live out his fantasy one last time. They do this in hopes that they can bring him back to reality after he sees how fake all of it is. But Andrew has gone violent and people are pushing for him to have a lobotomy. Some staff on the island believe that a lobotomy is old and psychiatry needs to be updated. This experiment is his last chance to prove that he is stable, and it's for some of the staff to prove that they can fix people without having surgery. In this movie, Andrew Lace suffers from delusional disorder. It is not caused by a previous medical condition or substance abuse. It is caused by a traumatic or stressful experience. Delusional disorder is used to cope with this stress. And there are many types of delusional disorder, which I'll get into later. The neuroscience behind delusions is that there are aberrations in the brain circuits. People who suffer from delusional disorder suffer from weaker neural conditions. This causes problems because beliefs and memory share the same neural mechanisms. This means that our beliefs about others, sense of self, and free will become blurred, and people can't tell what is real and what is fake, what they remember and what they made up in their head. People who suffer from delusional disorder have delusions that could happen in real life, unlike people who suffer from schizophrenia, who have bizarre delusions, such as an alien landed in my kitchen. Delusional disorder patients continue their lives to function, just as someone else, or believing that something else is really going on. There are times that delusional disorder patients can be irritable or in angry moods. And for someone to be diagnosed with delusional disorder, they first have not have been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and their delusions have to last over 1 month. In the movie Shutter Island, Andrew Latis, or Teddy Daniels, delusions were first caused by the traumatic event of liberating a concentration camp in World War II. And then his delusions increased when he saw his wife kill their 3 children in their lake after he got home from work. He used the delusion of Teddy Daniels to relieve the guilt and not have to live with the fact that he killed his wife to free her from her mental illness. Latis would rather be someone else than remember what he did and what he had. He blames himself for the death of his 3 children, and he can't live with that. To give the whole picture of his delusion, Andrew believes that he is Teddy Daniels. He believes that his wife died in an apartment fire started by a firebug named Andrew Latis, and he believes that they never had any children. Later on, he believes that his partner was taken by the asylum to be tested in a lighthouse. Like the actual disorder, Andrew believes all of this even though he has no proof that any of it is real. He has a strong belief that he is in fact Teddy Daniels, and no matter how much evidence he's been given, pictures of his children, his fake gun, his partner coming in as Dr. Sheehan, he still believes what he wants to believe. Andrew suffers from grandiose and persecutory delusions. With grandiose, he believes that he has made a bigger-than-life discovery about what is happening on the island. He believes that the island is torturing mental patients to see what happens, and he believes that he can end the mental asylum with his discovery. With persecutory, he believes that the staff are trying to keep him on the island to keep him from getting their secret out. He believes that they're trying to poison him, trying to make him go insane, trying to say that he is insane, trying to keep his partner hostage so that he can't go back to the real life. None of these things are true. It's all what he made up in his head to justify his delusions. Sticking to the side effects, Andrew becomes extremely violent when another patient, George Noyes, tries to tell him the truth. George Noyes tries to tell him that Teddy Daniels and Andrew Lace are one and the same, and Andrew goes on to beat and almost kill George Noyes. And at this point they realize that he has become too violent for the asylum. He also has hallucinations which stick with the actual disorder. He hallucinates that he sees Dr. Solando, a former doctor of the asylum, hiding in the caves on the island because they believe she's mentally unstable. And he believes that she's been there for quite some time and that she's been able to survive on the cliffs. And We also were told at the end that this delusion has lasted 24 months, which is well past the 1 month deadline for it to be considered delusional disorder. So for his treatment, Latest was being treated with biomedical therapy and psychotherapy. Dr. Sheehan was his main therapist who he was talking to and telling everything about his delusions to, even though he wasn't aware. And the drug he was taking, we were told, was chlorpromazine, which is an actual drug to treat delusional disorder. And lastly, Andrew Latest was being threatened with a lobotomy if he did not change. And in the 50s, when this movie was set, around 5,000 lobotomies were performed. A lobotomy is a procedure in which the doctor goes through the patient's eye with a tool that looks like an ice pick to pretty much hack at the brain and break neural connections in the frontal lobe to calm violent patients, which Teddy Daniels was becoming, or Andrew Latest was becoming, quite a violent patient, and they could not handle him. Overall, the movie Shutter Island portrayed an accurate description of delusional disorder.
How we doing this morning?
Good. And you?
Can't complain.
So what's our next move?
You tell me.
Gotta get off this rock, Chuck. Get back to the mainland, whatever the hell's going on here. It's bad. Don't worry about it. They're not gonna catch us.
That's right, we're too smart for them.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? You know, this place makes me wonder.
Yeah, what's that, boss?
Which would be worse? To live as a monster? Or to die as a good man?
Teddy?